The sinking of the RMS Titanic remains one of the most enduring and tragic maritime disasters in history. On the fateful night of April 15, 1912, the Titanic, deemed unsinkable, met its demise in the icy waters of the North Atlantic. While many factors contributed to this catastrophe, a combination of human errors, design flaws, and environmental conditions played pivotal roles in the ship's demise. The Titanic, a marvel of engineering. At the time of its construction, the Titanic was celebrated as a marvel of engineering and luxury. Designed by Thomas Andrews and constructed by Harland and Wolff in Belfast, Ireland, it was one of the largest and most opulent ships ever built. Its creators were confident in its ability to withstand virtually any threat, leading to the widely held belief that the Titanic was unsinkable. Human errors. The chain of misfortune. Speed and iceberg warnings. One of the contributing factors to the Titanic's sinking was its excessive speed through known iceberg-infested waters. Despite receiving multiple iceberg warnings from other vessels, the Titanic's captain, Edward Smith, maintained a brisk pace to make a record-breaking transatlantic crossing. Insufficient lifeboats. The Titanic was equipped with an inadequate number of lifeboats to accommodate all passengers and crew members. Regulatory standards at the time were outdated, and the Titanic fell short in this critical safety aspect. Crew training. The crew of the Titanic was not adequately prepared for emergencies. Many passengers reported a lack of clear instructions and confusion during the evacuation. Design flaws. Fatal oversights. Compartmentalization. The Titanic's design incorporated a system of watertight compartments, meant to prevent flooding and ensure the ship's buoyancy even in the event of a breach. However, the compartments were not designed to handle a scenario where multiple compartments were compromised. Rudder size. The Titanic's massive size posed a challenge for its relatively small rudder. This reduced the ship's maneuverability and hindered attempts to avoid the iceberg. Environmental conditions. Nature's wrath. The Titanic's tragic fate was sealed by the harsh environmental conditions of the North Atlantic Ocean. The ship struck an iceberg at 11:40 p.m. on April 14, 1912, and despite efforts to slow down and steer away, it collided with the massive iceberg, causing irreparable damage to its hull. The final hours. After the collision, the Titanic began to take on water rapidly, ultimately leading to its sinking. The lack of lifeboats became evident as passengers and crew struggled to abandon the ship safely. Only 705 of the approximately 2,224 people on board survived the disaster. Legacy and lessons. The sinking of the Titanic prompted significant changes in maritime safety regulations. International agreements were established to improve safety standards, ensuring that ships carried enough lifeboats for all passengers and that crew members were adequately trained in emergency procedures. Additionally, the tragedy emphasized the importance of vigilance when navigating through treacherous waters and the need for proper response protocols during emergencies. The sinking of the Titanic was a catastrophic event fueled by a combination of human errors, design flaws, and environmental factors. While it serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of hubris and complacency, it also catalyzed critical reforms in maritime safety, making the seas safer for generations to come. The Titanic's legacy lies not only in its tragic sinking but in the lessons learned from this historic disaster.